get your perspective on what's really happening with this Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron situation based on your insight.
So, I can be a bit of a hard ass on these things and, be a little more jaded than I used to be when I was first getting in the business. So you work long enough and you live in that town long enough, you start to understand how the creative's mind thinks. And it's very much about brand saving. It's very much about PR. It's very much about getting yourself in the mouths of people and in conversation. And I think Patty knew exactly what she was doing on this particular podcast. She probably did not get Lucasfilm's approval to say this stuff and just went on there. And as we, I don't know if you guys know wrestling terms, but she basically went into business for herself on that podcast and very much like pitched this idea. Because we know that it's Matthew Robinson who is credited as a screenwriter on Rogue Squadron, and her saying, well, we got another draft to do, and then we need to feel comfortable with this before we go forward. She takes ownership of the project, even though it's very much Lucasfilm's. And so I think it was a little bit of brand saving by her, a little bit of like, hey, I'm still in this thing. How are you guys excited to have me back? Let's see how you react. And maybe putting the pressure on Lucasfilm and Disney to bring her back into the project. But I think it's kind of blown up in her face seeing some of the reactions online and on social media of this idea of her coming back to do Rogue Squadron. And there's no guarantee she's going to direct it. I think a lot of people would have an issue with that. And I think you guys were hitting some really good points about it when you were talking about it earlier.
So what you're basically saying is us talking about it and everybody else talking about it is exactly what you wanted. But there's not a lot of people saying, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yes.